Alright, so in this video, we're going to be covering the subtraction property of equality. So subtraction property of equality is very similar to the addition property of equality, but we're going to be subtracting a number from both sides. So let's say that we had a equaling to b again, and then if we wanted to look at the subtraction property of equality, the subtraction property of equality says that if we subtract a number c from both sides of the equation, it's the same number, we won't change the value of the equation. We won't change the equation. We'll produce an equivalent equation. So this is going to be an equivalent equation. Both of these are equal to each other. And this should make sense because if we think about an example, let's say that we had x plus 7 is equal to 10. What would we do here? Well, by the subtraction property of equality, we can subtract a value, the same value from both sides of the equation without changing the value of the overall equation. So if we subtract 7 in this case, why did I choose 7? Well, we want to isolate the x, so plus 7 minus 7 is going to cancel, just producing x, which is just going to be equivalent to 10 minus 7, which is just equal to 3. And this is your answer. So that's the subtraction property of equality. If we think about the addition property of equality, which I did cover in the previous video, it says that if we add, so I'm looking at this equation right over here, if we add a value to both sides, it won't change the value of the overall. It won't change the overall expression. So if we have a minus c equals b minus c, if we add c to both sides, we're not changing the overall value. We can see that we actually have a equaling to b, which is exactly what we had originally. This is what we had originally. Now, if we look at the other one that we covered in the previous video, a plus b is equal to sorry, not b. A plus c is equal to b plus c. If we were to subtract c from both sides of the equation, then we would have and this is using the subtraction property of equality, of course. We would have a equaling to b, which is again something we had in the previous equation, in the previous video. So that's the subtraction property of equality. In the next video, I'm going to be covering the multiplication and division properties of equality.